Hi guys, it's Cameron from the Mighty Blues and welcome back today to another live stream. It is Saturday. We don't usually do streams on Saturdays, but I was busy yesterday, so I thought, you know what, fuck it, let's do a stream. My horses haven't won me a penny. I went to races on Thursday, lost a load of money, drank a load of shite, over expensive alcohol, got home, felt ill, and thought I'd throw a cheeky little bet on the National today, and my horse decided to just go, you know what, mightn't jump that fence there, I'll just ran into it, and that was that. Didn't end up winning anything, but now that all that's out the way, all the races and all that stuff for another year, we're here to talk about the Mighty Blues, of course. Everton take on Arsenal tomorrow at Goodison Park in the Premier League. A 2:05 kickoff, stupid kickoff on a Sunday, another game that has been literally manufactured for the benefit of Sky Sports and not for the benefit of the fans, but of course, you know, we can't do much about that, can we? Talking on that side, I don't know if you've heard the recent news, but our last home game of the season against Burnley has been changed. It's now on a Friday night, Friday the 3rd of May at 8 PM kickoff, so not the best news in terms of that either, but there's a little fixture change for you as well. But anyway, we'll leave that game for the time being. We're here to talk about Arsenal tomorrow, of course. We'll give my predicted starting 11. We'll talk a little bit about the game. We'll talk about how Everton could potentially, and I think should, keep up our great run of form. Of course, we've had 2 clean sheets on the bounce now. Fantastic win against Chelsea last time out at Goodison Park. A nice 2-0 victory. And then a really, really big dominating performance against West Ham United last week. Probably, or arguably, a lot of Evertonians would say our best win of the year. Definitely for me, I think our most convincing win of the season, of course. We'll talk about the game in today's live stream. If you haven't already, please do go and follow us over on Twitter. We are about 15 minutes early today. I did originally say 7 o'clock. If you go and follow our Twitter, it's just down there at MightyBluesYT. You'll basically be able to be kept up to date with all sorts of news and updates and stuff, not just regarding Everton Football Club, but regarding the channel as well, so you know when and when about we're going to be live. Obviously, usually the game previews will be live on a Friday, but like I said, I was busy yesterday, so it is Saturday. It's a weekend. I hope you're all feeling well. I hope you're all feeling in high spirits. Like you said, if there's anyone out there that watched the Grand National, I hope you had a winner throughout the day or throughout the weekend, should I say. And you know, big up if you pick Tiger Roll, because basically he's just winning it all the time now, and he even had enough time to look back and go, fucking hell, shite them. You know, what an unbelievable horse that one is. But anyway, we're not here to talk about horses, we're not here to talk about the National, we're here to talk about Everton Football Club, the people that we love, the club that we love, the players that we love, going and playing Arsenal at Goodison Park tomorrow, of course. Listen, just off the bat, it's a massive game. Arsenal, of course, really good team, fighting for the top 4, fighting for the top 3 arguably as well. Going to be coming and wanting to win, of course. You know, listen, there's Arsenal, there's Tottenham, there's United, there's Chelsea, there's all sorts of teams fighting for basically 2 Champions League places when you think about it, because first and second are already nailed to be Liverpool and City. So Arsenal aren't going to come and they're not going to turn over, they're not going to sit there and take this game lightly. They're going to want to win, they're going to want to get the 3 points, and they've got some real quality in their side. The likes of Alexander Lacazette, the likes of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, they've got some really good solid players. Of course, Aaron Ramsey as well, who will be leaving them at the end of the season, but whilst he's still there, is a fantastic player, somebody that in my opinion we should have at least had a punt at before obviously he signed his contract with Juventus. Not saying that he'd come, he probably wouldn't, but it's worth a punt. But yeah, of course. But on the other side, listen, Everton, like I said, we spoke about it before, we spoke about it in streams previously, since we've come off that 17-day break where we had, you know, a long period of time without no football, since Marco Silva's been at Finch Farm with the players, explaining to them why we can't, you know, continue the run of form that we were on. We've played really well, of course. We've beaten the likes of Cardiff, beaten West Ham, beaten Chelsea, drew to Liverpool as well, which was a massive result. And then, of course, the only game that really let us down in that period of time was the Newcastle defeat. And even in that game, we were in the driver's seat until about the 60th minute, and then we just let it all go in classic Everton fashion. So listen, since that 17-day break, you know, it's been positive for Everton. Of course, we had a recent break for the internationals. We come away and we bounce back with a fantastic dominating performance last week against West Ham United, in which we absolutely obliterated West Ham. They got nowhere near the ball at any point in the game, and we created chances and we scored goals, and that's what we need to do again tomorrow. Listen, Arsenal aren't, you know, an easy side to face. They're not going to roll over, like I said. It's not going to be a simple win, but they're definitely beatable. They definitely are beatable, especially away from home, of course. We know what happened in the reverse fixture early on in the season. They were given a goal that was about 25 miles offside. So let's get a little bit of revenge back now. Let's start this game and let's let's end the game as well in the fashion that we ended the Chelsea game and how we did in the West Ham game as well. Let's go for the throat, let's go for the jugular, and let's continue to press these teams, and let's continue to create opportunities and score goals. We know we've got the quality of player to do so. Arsenal's defence is shaky at the best of times. The likes of Mustafi hasn't had a fantastic season whatsoever. They've got, I think they've got Socrates, obviously. I'm not too sure if he's fit or not. But of course, listen, they can be, they can concede goals, and it's important that we use the pace of Bernard, we use the pace of Richarlison, we use the pace of Dominic Calvert-Lewin as well, and we use the creativity of the likes of Gylfi Sigurdsson as well to create the opportunities exactly like we did in the game against West Ham. There's no reason as to why our game plan should change for this game as to the one that we had when we went to the London Stadium last Saturday. Listen, for me, again, we'll talk about the predicted starting 11 again, but just briefly, is anybody predicting a different starting 11? For me, there's an old classical saying in football, and there's a reason why it's said, and there's a reason why it's a classical saying, and that's don't change a winning team. Marco Silva's gone with this team now for 2 games, one with beating a top 6 side, and a side fighting for the top 4 in Chelsea, and one was arguably our best win of the season last week against a team that in and around our position, and a team that, could have beaten us on their day. West Ham aren't a bad team, but we made them look shocking. And, that's really, really important. So for me, Marco Silva has to really stick with this starting 11. And now, some people might think, maybe Walcott will come in, or, I don't know. But for me, it's just got to be. And, I don't even think anyone would be saying Walcott coming in. It's got to be this predictor. It's got to be the starting 11 for me. It's got to be Jordan Pickford in goal, Kurt Zouma and Michael Keane at centre-back. Obviously, Yerry Mina is still injured, so that's going to be the case. Seamus Coleman at right-back, Luca Dean at left-back, Gomez Gay in the midfield, Gylfi Sigurdsson with Bernard on the left, Richarlison on the right, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin up front. Bernard absolutely fantastic last time out, getting man of the match. The 2 midfielders as well, Disagana again, Andre Gomez, absolutely dominating the midfield against West Ham and proving that they are really, really good top class players. And then of course you've got the likes of Gylfi Sigurdsson, who, somebody corrected me in the comment section after the review to the West Ham game, I think it was. I think I went a little bit, I didn't really give Gylfi too much credit because, again, I'll hold my hands up for this. He wasn't really involved in the game, and somebody said, no, I think, I think, it's right to give him credit for the fact that, even if he's not directly involved in a goal, the bits he does off the ball and the work that he does is still, massive going forward, and, his pressing and all of the kinds, really, really does help the team out. And I said, you know what, that's fair enough, you're right. And he said, maybe Gylfi will fall into the unsung hero category, and said, you know what, maybe that's the case, but at the end of the day, every single player at the minute is doing their part in the fact that, we're winning games of football, we're creating chances, we're scoring goals, and more importantly as well, not more importantly, but just as important, we're keeping clean sheets as well. When you look at them games, you look at Cardiff, Newcastle, Liverpool, Chelsea, West Ham, that's 5 games, 4 clean sheets, 3 wins, a draw against Liverpool, which I think a lot of us had taken before the game, and then the absolute stupid defeat to Newcastle, which could have easily been another clean sheet to add to the collection as well if we wouldn't have let our legs go. So that's some real improvement if you say so. And I've seen a lot of people after the West Ham game saying, okay, maybe Marco Silva's just about turn the iron in some fans' minds, and now they're starting to say, okay, let's give him time and let's see what he can do. And the way we played against West Ham was absolutely unbelievable, and if you can go and do that again against Arsenal, yes, it'll be a harder game, yes, Arsenal will create more opportunities, yes, they'll be quicker to the ball, because to be honest, I don't think you can be much worse than West Ham were last week. But if we continue to create opportunities, and if we continue to get in behind defences, and we continue to have shots on goal, we'll score goals as well. If our midfield is as good as it was against West Ham, we'll be able to dictate the game. Arsenal are a good side. They are a good side. Unai Emery is a fantastic manager. You don't win 2-3 Europa Leagues on the bounce, whatever he won with Seville, if you're not a top manager. He is a top manager. But we can go out there and we can beat Arsenal. It's at Goodison Park. Obviously, the atmosphere should be booming because of how good we've been in recent form. It's the last, it's not the last. We've had the last game on a Saturday at Goodison Park. It's one of the last games at Goodison Park, of course. Last game of the season will be on a Friday night now as well. So for me, we need to just go at it and approach this game exactly like we did against West Ham United, and exactly like we did in the second half against Chelsea. If we can do it against the likes of Chelsea, then we can do it against an Arsenal as well. I'm just going to tweet this team out. Give me just 2 seconds. So we can get it on Twitter so everybody knows we are live. If you're enjoying so far, please do leave a like. Let me know in the comment section down below if you are excited for tomorrow's game. Give me some score predictions as well if you feel like. Let's go into the comments. John says, please beat Arsenal tomorrow. That's all I ask from you, Cam. Thanks. Listen, mate, you're as awful as I am, mate. I hope we beat them as well. EFG 1878 says, I think we win this game. We're officially safe from relegation. I didn't think we'd get relegated anyway, but it's official that we won't if we win. Fair enough. I don't think we'll get relegated, but it's a positive, of course. David said Arsenal will come to press us. They have to because they need the win. I can see them going 4-4-2. Exactly, they do. They need to win. It'll be a massive game for them in their fight for top 4. And if they don't win tomorrow, and the likes of Manchester United start to pick up points, Chelsea start to pick up points, and they have been doing, they've been on decent form recently, then, you know, like I said, Arsenal could fall behind that pack. So they're going to come, they're going to want to win. Like I said, they're going to want to solidify themselves as a top 4 club for Champions League next season. They haven't had it now for, you know, a couple of seasons, of course. Finishing 5th under Wenger, so they're going to want to come and win. It's not going to be a game where they're going to turn up and go, we've got nothing to play for here, so we'll just see how it goes. They're not. They're going to want to come and they're going to want to put, you know, chances past us. They're going to want to score goals and they're going to want to win the game of football. We need to match that and do more. We need to want to win it more than Arsenal want to win it, and if we want to win it more than Arsenal want to win it, I firmly believe we're good enough to win that game of football. And, you know, I'm really, really excited and I'm really confident going into this game, and if we do win it, it proves that, okay, listen, you know, away from home, we might have struggled against the top 6 side previously. We mightn't have had, you know, the best of records this season. But at home, you know, we've beaten Chelsea, we've drew to Liverpool, we've beaten Arsenal if we do win. And then, of course, we've got the likes of Manchester United. And then it only seems like the Tottenham game, really, at Goodison Park, where we got absolutely turned over. Even the City game, I know we lost the game, but the performance was a lot better than, you know, a lot of the performances this season. So hopefully we do go out and we do beat them. EFC 1878 says, we arguably should have beat these in the reverse fixture, but the players didn't take chances. Now we've started to take more chances. We could do this. We could do something to Arsenal. Exactly, 100% spot on. And I remember the reverse game well. I do remember it well. We had about 3 chances in the first 5 or 10 minutes, and we didn't take them. Dominic Calvert-Lewin had a one-on-one, clear as day, missed it. Theo Walker had a one-on-one, clear as day, and we could have been 2 or 3-0 at half-time there. And, you know, Arsenal would have then, you know, they'd have struggled to get back into the game. Of course, you know, they ended up winning the game and they ended up getting that goal, but that was madly offside. But it wasn't like we were completely out the game. We were, you know, we were in the game. And we were in the game as much as that we could have been winning that game at half time, but like you've said there, we didn't take our chances. And what we've been seeing recently, again, I don't know whether it's something that Marco Silva's discussed with the players in the dressing room. I don't know whether it's been something that, you know, the players have realised that they have to start doing. But what we've seen is us start to take our chances, or start to create opportunities and score goals and go forward from there. What we've seen in the West Ham game was we've seen a first half where we went absolutely cutthroat. We went straight into them. We scored 2 goals. It could have been about 6 or 7. And then in the second half, it was a little bit more of a professional performance. We stood back and we dictated the midfield a little bit more, and we ended up winning the game quite comfortably. And that's hopefully the game plan for tomorrow as well. AFC 1878 says anything less than 2-5 or 5-2 like the last time they were at Goodison, I'll see as an improvement. Exactly. And listen, I don't think we'll be beating 5-2. Fingers crossed anyway. Paul says 3-1 win tomorrow. Hopefully, Paul, hopefully. David says, I have 2-1 in my head. I think both will score, but we'll need to be 2-0 up when they score. Exactly, and it'll be really, really interesting. If we are 2-0 up and they score, it'll be interesting to see how the players react to that, because, of course, last time we were in that situation was the Newcastle game. We were winning the game, and then they brought one back, and then our heads just went that way. Marco Silva's come out and he spoke about that. He said that, you know, it needs to be a case of that. If we're winning a game of football and the opposition get back into it, whether it's because we've let our heads drop, whether it's because, you know, concentration's dropped, or whether it's because of pure luck, we need to make sure, okay, we don't let that affect us. We go again now. Let's go and get another goal, rather than going shit, we're 2-1 up, you know, let fall back, defend, let's hold the lead, because that's how you lose games. Jamie says, us playing big teams the last while has given a boost of morale. Yeah, exactly, the last win, Of course, the win against Chelsea will have given the lads a massive confidence boost, and then, of course, the win against West Ham as well, another confidence boost going into, you know, what is quite a big game for both teams. And Jamie says 2-1 win for us. I hope so. I really do hope so. So we'll briefly go over the predicted starting 11 for a minute. Of course, listen, like I said, we spoke about it before. There's no changes for me. You don't change a winning team. You just don't change a winning team, especially a team that performed as well as they did against West Ham last Saturday. You know, with the scraped past West Ham by, you know, I don't know, 2-1, let's say, and there'd have been one player on the pitch where you'd have looked at and you'd have gone, you know what, you had a little bit in that game, you really didn't do enough, maybe. And there's a player on the bench that plays in that position that you go, you're, you know, knocking on the door for a chance, then okay, you could probably have the discussion. But we absolutely annihilated and obliterated West Ham last week, and not one player had a poor performance. The whole defence as a defensive unit were fantastic, despite not having much to do. Pickford, of course, in goal, and we'll talk a little bit about him in a minute because of his recent antics. The midfield dictated the game. Andre Gomez was, you know, by miles the best midfielder on that pitch in terms of both sides, in my opinion. Adesanya Gay as well, doing his job better than anybody else does it. Gylfi Sigurdsson performing well, even if he's not directly involved in goals in the front three, of course, who were absolutely fantastic. Once again, Bernard ripping West Ham to pieces, and let's hope that he does that again tomorrow against Arsenal. Listen, like I said, for me, I think Marco Silva would be very, very silly to change the starting 11. There's no reason to change it. There's no reason to bring anybody in, and there's no reason to change a team that, like I said, have just gone and won 2 games in the fashion that we did. Same team talk, same tactics, we go again, and we do exactly what we done against West Ham. We do exactly what we done in the second half against Chelsea, and there's no reason as to why we shouldn't do that. If we can beat Chelsea 2-0 at home in what ended up being quite comfortable in the end, in that second half and in the first half, then we can do the same to Arsenal. Of course, the Jordan Pickford situation, listen, we spoke about it on Wednesday's team. We spoke a little bit about Jordan Pickford. Of course, if you don't know, he's been in a little bit of a kerfuffle in Sunderland. You know, he's a confident chap, isn't he, our Jordan? He goes out and, you know, he likes to give it the big I am, he likes to give it this, he likes to give it that. He got in a little bit of a scuffle. You want to hear my opinions on that, I'm not going to give them again. Go and check out Wednesday's team, I give my full opinions on that. But basically, apparently, he has apologised to Marco Silva and Marcel Brands and will accept a fine. I dare say it's probably a small fine, it's probably a slap on the wrist, and I dare say it's more to the point of not here's a fine because you got into a confrontation, but more here's a fine because, you know, you didn't recognise that, you know, who you are and the fame you bring, and the fact that there's people around you and there's cameras around you, and that stuff was going to be filmed and could be twisted in, you know, certain ways or another. But I dare say if the rumours are true and that Jordan Pickford's missus was called what she was apparently called, I dare say he said that to Marcel Brands and Marco Silva and said, listen, this is the case, and I acted, you know, immaturely, and I should have been a little bit more professional for who I am, and, you know, the sort of the order I bring when I'm around people. And I dare say he's accepted that. The news says, I think it was in the Echo, says that he's apologised. So listen, move on from it now. There's absolutely no reason whatsoever as to why he shouldn't be in goal on Sunday. There's no reason whatsoever as to why he shouldn't be England's number 1. He's gone out on a night out, he's had a few too many bevies, and he's got into a confrontation. And I'm not being funny or nothing, but who hasn't done that before in their life? So let him get on with it, accept a little fine, accept a slap on the wrist, and go again, because at the end of the day, you know, who else have we got? Are we going to take Jordan Pickford out the limelight for a bit of, you know, morality and bring in Martin Stecklenburg and then concede 3 tomorrow? Or bring in João Virginia, who hasn't got any experience? No, we're not. Jordan Pickford stays in, and like I said, as should the rest of the team, in my opinion. Chosen Victim says, where do you think we'll finish this season? I think we'll finish 8th this season. However, we are in a top 7 fight, and if we win tomorrow and we beat Arsenal tomorrow, then, you know, that might just change. David says, are you tuning in from beyond the grave, Chosen? Chosen says hurt. And David says, I heard Pickers flicked the Viet Machete when given 2 weeks wages back. I doubt it. Listen, what you're going to hear now from a lot of the media around the country is anti-Jordan Pickford agendas, because what people like to do is they like to jump on somebody, jump on something, and go, right, we're going to absolutely obliterate you. Now look at what they've done with Raheem Sterling over the last few years. It's absolutely disgraceful, and what you're going to hear now is basically a load of shite about Jordan Pickford, and I dare say that is probably, you know, in and amongst that shite. I'd highly doubt that he would have the you know, the cheek to put 2 fingers up to the major shareholder of the football club, and if he did, I think we'd hear a lot more about it than one story. He wouldn't be in the starting 11 tomorrow, that's for sure, and he'd probably have to apologise a little bit more than just to Marco Silva and Marcel Brands. But listen, that's over now. He needs to be told, you know, don't be going out again. If you're going out drinking, that's fine, of course. Like I said, we spoke about it in Wednesday's team. Go and have a social life, go and enjoy yourself, but be aware of who you are, be aware of your surroundings, and just basically don't drink enough to the point where you want to swat someone in the head. That's it, really, and that should be the case for everybody, not just Jordan Pickford because he's a footballer. That should be the case for everybody. But like we said, listen, massive game tomorrow. It really is a massive game, and at the end of the day, David says I was taking the piss, mate. Oh, okay, you never know in this day and age with newspapers and rumours and all that sort of stuff. They come out with some absolute bollocks. But like I said, for me, starting 11 should stay the same. Bernard, absolutely fantastic footballer, and what a fantastic performance last week out. If he can do that again against Arsenal, then, you know, he's starting to do it at the level of You know, he's starting to do it at the level of the top 6 side. He's starting to do it at a level that we need to be at and we want to be at. We're looking at the likes of Arsenal, we're looking at the likes of Chelsea, and we're going, okay, we want to be where you are in the next few seasons. We want to be, you know, fighting for that top 4, fighting for the top 6. Okay, we need to turn up against you. Now, we've done it against Chelsea, we turned up and we proved that, okay, maybe, you know, we can mix it in and around with the top 6. If we can do it against Arsenal, we can go out and we can put in another dominant performance. Then that pretty much solidifies that we can do it. We can get in and around the top 6. We need to then focus on beating the teams that are in and around us, the Wolves, the Watfords, the Newcastles, the likes of those, because at the end of the day, we absolutely obliterated West Ham. We need to do that against those teams as well. And if we can get a 3 points tomorrow against Arsenal, that'll be absolutely fantastic. For me, like I said, the back 4 stays the same. The centre-backs are going to stay the same anyway. Of course, Yerry Mina still out injured, and there's absolutely no reason as to why Kurt Zuma and Michael Keane shouldn't be in that starting 11. Luca Dean at left-back recently had a baby. Congratulations to him and his wife on the birth of their baby boy. But, you know, listen, most informed player in the Premier League, isn't he? Up for player of the month. Best left back in the league? I think so, but let's see how many people we can stagger with that statement. And then, of course, Captain Seamus Coleman at right back. Recently found a little bit of form. I don't want to say back to, you know, the Seamus we all know and love, because I don't think he will ever be back to that. But recently found a little bit more form, started to get his feet down a little bit. And like I said, it took Seamus, I think, a little bit of time to get into the Chelsea game. But, you know, he made one sort of tackle and he got himself riled up for that. And that was it then. I think Seamus grows with confidence and he grows with events that happen in the game. Something will happen in a game and Seamus Coleman will pick himself up and he'll go. And he'll go. And when he's going, he really does go, and I think he played well against West Ham. Of course, the midfield, like I said, Andre Gomez and Idrissa Gana Gueye, absolutely fantastic last time out. What a fantastic midfield pairing they are. And listen, you know, we're not going to speak about it now because there's still a long way to go, but it could become a situation in the summer where we're looking at an Everton team next season without either of those 2 players in. You know, if we fail to sign Andre Gomez on a permanent, which I don't think we will fail, I think we will sign him on a permanent deal. You know, there's been a rumour recently come out from the Telegraph that Tottenham are looking to sign him and are looking to swoop in. I think that's a load of shite, if I'm being honest. I think there's been other rumours from other media outlets around the world saying that Andre Gomez is basically turned down, you know, any offer from any other side. He's turned down a return to Barca, he's turned down a return to Valencia. He said, I want to sign for Everton, and that is final. But like I said, we'll have to see how that one plays out in the summer, but it's not guaranteed yet that he'll sign for Everton. And of course, Idrissa Gana Gueye, again, possible that he may stay, but with the antics in January and with him clearly wanting to move away, he might be an Everton player next season. And if we lose that, that really is the core of the side for me. Those 2 players, you've got Idrissa Gana Gueye, who for me there's nobody better than in the Premier League at doing what he does, running around, getting himself involved, getting in the mixer, and, you know, winning the ball back and doing the dirty work. And there's not many midfielders better than Andre Gomez at what he does as well, taking the ball down, being composed, being collective, getting his head up and looking for a pass. He doesn't do the running, so, you know, I hope and I don't think we will, but I really do hope we don't sell Garner and buy Gomez and say, right, okay, that's the replacement, because Gomez really cannot do the Garner role. He doesn't run around enough, he doesn't get involved enough, but what he does is he collects the ball and he gives you that calm head in midfield, he gives you that experience, and he gives you that class. He just oozes class for me. What a footballer. And I know a lot of fans, you know, in recent weeks have been a bit, ooh, do we sign him, do we not sign him? He's fell off a little bit of forms in recent weeks and months, but listen, I think for me, just technically, he's just absolutely fantastic, and, you know, I really do hope we sign him in the summer. But those 2, fantastic, of course, against West Ham, fantastic against Chelsea as well, and let's hope for another performance like that tomorrow. Gylfi Sigurdsson, who we spoke about briefly, some fans may be thinking that he's going under the radar a little bit. Maybe that's too, you know, maybe we do sort of get into the impression with Gylfi is that if he's not scoring or he's not getting assists, that he's not having a good game of football, which I don't think is the case at all. But, you know, maybe I've been guilty of doing that as well in the past. Listen, for me, I think Gylfi is an absolutely fantastic footballer. I still don't necessarily think he's a number 10. I think he's a central midfielder that's got, you know, amazing quality and amazing class to put the ball in the back of the net and to find a cutthroat pass, but I just don't think he's got the footballing brain. I don't think he's quite creative enough up there to be a number 10, but again, against West Ham, he played really well, supporting that front 3 who were absolutely unbelievable. Bernard getting the man of the match, of course. What a fucking man he is. What a footballer that guy is. And you know what? I know he's probably costing us 250 grand a week. I don't even want to know what his wages are, but considering we brought him in on a free and he didn't play football for, you know, a period of weeks and months, and that he hadn't played competitive football for a while before then because of the way the seasons fall in Ukraine, the fact that he hasn't had a pre-season whatsoever, and he's still technically this good. He's still tearing teams apart in the Premier League. The lad's going to be absolutely amazing. He's going to be absolutely amazing next season once he's had a full pre-season under his belt, and once he's got a little bit more experience, once he's grown to the physicality and the strength of the Premier League. He's going to be an absolutely fantastic footballer. He really, really is. He is now anyway, but like I said, once he's got that physical aspect and once he's got that physical element, you know, he's going to be unbelievable. And Richarlison, of course, on the other side, didn't have his sorry, I've just knocked the camera there, that's why I choked. Didn't have his best of games against Arsenal, I don't think. Wasn't as involved. Maybe he had an opportunity in there against Arsenal, against West Ham. Sorry, he had an opportunity. Obviously, he smacked the bar, absolutely smacked the bar with a fantastic header. Arguably, should have probably went in. But listen, you know what Richarlison gives you? He gives you goals, and what Richarlison gives you is a goal when nobody else really will. I spoke about this on Toffee TV a couple of weeks ago. Richarlison always seems to be in the right place at the right time for me, and you need a player like that. You really, really do need a player to be in the right place at the right time. You know, we've got a lot of attackers. We've got a lot of players that too many balls get fizzed across the box. Too many second balls go to opposition teams because we haven't got anybody in that position at that key moment. And for me, Richarlison is that player. The amount of goals he scored this season just from being in the right place at the right time is unbelievable. And for me, you know, he has to continue on that right-hand side. You've got Bernard playing so well on the left-hand side, and I just think Richarlison offers too much to not be in the squad for me. And again, there's nobody on the bench that's sort of pushing him that you could go, okay, let's bring him in on the right instead. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin up front, of course, again, wasn't too involved against West Ham. Took a few shots when he maybe should have passed them. You know, probably could learn on that. But again, a player that can score goals and can rise up for headers. And like I said, score from corners and score from anywhere on the pitch. So for me, should be in the team whatsoever. And like I said, just overall as a unit, as a starting 11, I think Marco Silva has found his preferred starting 11 now, certainly for the moment, until the summer, until we have the opportunity to bring players in. And I think this is it, and this is how the team should look for between now and the end of the season. For me, there's no excuse other than injuries or fitness issues for these players, these 11 players, to not be starting week in, week out for me between now and the end of the season. Of course, let me know your thoughts in the live comments, or if you're watching this YouTube video afterwards, let me know in the comment section down below. Give me your predicted starting 11s if they are different. David says, I know he is cocky, but not to that level about Johan Pickford. Yeah, of course. Shabba says, I know I'm going off topic here, but I mean, we've just signed a new contract with Umbro. For fuck's sake, I mean, Cam friggin' Umbro, the worst kit manufacturers in the world. Fair enough. Maybe that's a topic we can speak about actually on Wednesday's live stream. Obviously, we'll have the full game review out on Monday, so maybe that's a topic we'll talk about. We'll leave that one, Shabba, for Wednesday. Make sure you join us at 6:15 on Wednesday, and we'll speak about the Umbro kit signing and who you guys preferably would want to sign with. EFC 1878 says the most satisfying win against Arsenal that I can remember was when Rooney scored that worldie in the last minute. Remember the name Wayne Rooney. Come on, you Blues. Another fantastic point. Leave your most satisfying wins against Arsenal in the live comments or in the comment section down below. For me, I was very, very young at that moment. I can't remember whether I was at that game, but I was definitely very, very young at the time, so I don't remember it. My most satisfying win against Arsenal was when we battered them 3-0 under Roberto Martinez, when Arteta scored their own goal, Lukaku scored, Stephen Naismith scored, and it was in the race for the top 4, and it was the win that really sort of made us all go, oh, we could make the Champions League here, we're going to get in the Champions League. And then of course Everton done and Everton as per usual, and we didn't, but you know, that's in the past. David says, if Garner owns Ozil and Sigurdsson occupies Guendouzi, Gomez could absolutely own this game. Exactly, and I dare say that'll be the game plan as well. Andrew says Gomez will sign for us. I'm confident of that. Hopefully. David says we haven't the global reach at the moment, Shabba. Fair enough. EFC 1878 says if Garner leaves, we need someone who can do his job exactly and also add goals to the team. Garner just can't score off of 50 million for Decore in my eyes. Fair enough, and Decore has looked like the player that could come in to possibly replace Garner. However, he has also been linked in his own right to a move to PSG, so who knows what's going on with that one. And David says, agree, Anzo, there are rumours within the club that it's already been agreed. Fair enough. David says we could get Dembele for 35 million, leave Decore. Again, fair enough. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. EFC 1878 says you nearly broke my phone shouting about Bernard then. Sorry, mate. I do apologise. Jonathan says, hello, Cam. I love Dembele and Everton. I would too, and hello to you too. And John Hayden says, would 8-2 for me against Arsenal. We beat Arsenal 8-2. Or was it Manchester United? I can't remember us beating Arsenal 8-2, surely not. Surely Everton have never scored 8 goals. But anyway, that's going to do it for today's team. A little bit of a short one, but I think we pretty much covered the game. Listen, we know it's going to be a tough game. We know it is. Arsenal are a very, very good side. Unai Emery is a very, very good manager, and they've got some absolutely quality players. The form we're in at the minute, you know, it's fantastic. Like I said, 4 clean sheets out of 5 games, and it was only that real slip up against sort of Newcastle that let us down. Otherwise, would have been an absolutely fantastic run of form. David says United fan, of course. But like I said, yeah, it's going to be a tough game, but there's absolutely no reason as to why we can't beat Arsenal. There's absolutely no reason as to why, you know, we can't go out there and we can't play exactly like we did in the second half against Chelsea and exactly like we did against West Ham and go out and create the opportunities and put the ball in the back of the net. And I fully expect that to be the team talk from Marco Silva tomorrow afternoon. That's going to do it for today. If you have enjoyed this team, please do leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. It really does mean a lot to me. Of course, we'll be back for the instant match reaction tomorrow, straight after the game. My instant reaction, hopefully it's a positive one, and then we'll be back for the full live game review on Monday at 6:15, so don't forget to join me for that one as well. But that's been it for today. A massive thank you to everybody in the live comments, and a massive thank you to everybody watching as a YouTube video at home as well. David says United fan. Jamie says Man United did, haha, and John says no, Man United fan camp. Of course. I was getting confused in my own head there. Andrew says Ndombele from Lyon will be a great replacement for Gay. He would, and we'll have to see how that one progresses in the future. We were linked with Ndombele a couple of months ago as well, so I suppose we'll see if there's anything in that. David says I'll take 12-0 and Thanos death. Yeah, I'll take that any day as well, to be honest with you. But anyway, like I said, that's going to do it for today's team. Massive thank you to everybody for watching, and massive thanks to everybody in the live comments as per usual. If you have enjoyed, please do leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll be back at 6:15 on Monday for another live stream, so please do join me for that. I hope you do enjoy the rest of your weekend. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Saturday. If you're going out, drink responsibly. Don't be doing a Jordan Pickford. I'm going for a pint in a minute. I'm going to drink responsibly, and I'm not going to smack anyone in the face. And if I do, then I'm still not starting for Everton tomorrow, so, you know, I'll just have to, you know, I'll have to try and, I don't know where I'm going with this, but anyway, I'm not going to smack anyone in the face, but I am going for a bevy, basically. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, and enjoy the game tomorrow to everybody watching it. And of course, let's hope for a massive win for the Blues. I'll be back with the instant match reaction tomorrow after the game, and then of course live on Monday at 6:15. A massive thank you to watching, a massive thank you to everybody for watching live and for watching as a YouTube video. Leave your thoughts in the comments about everything that we've spoken about. Give us your predicted start 11 if by any stretch of the imagination it looks different to the one I have chosen there. Let me know your thoughts on the rumours up there. Michael Keane being linked to Arsenal and Tottenham for 50 million. Would you sell him? Let us know. And of course, the news about the fixture change. What do you think about that one? If you go to the game, if you're a season ticket holder, how do you feel about that one? But anyway, that is going to do it from me. A massive thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Please do subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video if you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon on the Mighty Blues.